First off, we're excited to be a part of the SEC Big 12 Challenge. It's a great event to be a part of. It's a little unique in the middle of conference season, but it's a great event. It's a great showcase for both leagues. It's a great opportunity for us, in particular, to play a premier program in Texas Tech, a program that's ranked in the top 10 and went to the Elite Eight a couple years ago. Obviously, went to the Final Four national championship game 2 years ago, and was poised to go to the NCAA tournament again last year. Ton of respect for Coach Beard, their entire program. They have as good of a organization, I think, as there is in college basketball, top to bottom, in terms of head coach all the way down through their support staff. They've done just a tremendous job at Texas Tech, and they've got a great team. They have tremendous culture. Their offense, they've got weapons offensively with Mac McClung. It kind of starts with him and Terrence Shannon. And those two do a great job scoring, getting to the free throw line. Tremendous offensive rebounders with Santos Silva, who we played against last year at VCU. McCullough is a very good offensive rebounder. Edwards is a good shooter. Tyreek Smith, who's from Baton Rouge, tremendous shot blocker, offensive rebounder. Burton, a guard, gets on the offensive glass, can attack. And then Peavy's a kid we recruited, who's a great offensive rebounder as well. So they've got just a tremendous team. They play extremely hard. They're relentless on both ends, relentless on offense, relentless on defense. And so it'll take our best game to date to give us an opportunity to win this game. But ton of respect for them, and we're excited about the opportunity to play this year. And we may be playing them in the future a little bit. We've talked to them about playing some neutral site games in Texas, so we'll see where it goes. But very excited about the opportunity tomorrow.
Hey, Coach. I know you mentioned Mac McClung. I mean, just talk about him as a player and the challenges he presents, and then does he remind you of any other player that you've ever faced or had on a team before?
Well, I'm terrible at comparison, so I don't like to compare. But I mean, he's a 3-level scorer. He made a ton of threes against West Virginia. He shoots it really well. He's actually a very efficient mid-range player. Gets to the rim, especially in transition. He's elite in transition. And then, really his efficiency is buoyed by how often he gets to the free throw line and what a good free throw shooter he is. So a real key is you got to guard him. You got to guard him without fouling. But he's a 3-level scorer, very talented player, and one of the best scorers in college basketball. Perfect. Oh.
Yeah, well, you just talked about, I guess, Mac McClung being a 3-level scorer and not fouling him. Is that the same way, basically, you guard Cam Thomas in practice?
Well, Ron, we don't guard much of anybody. Hadn't you watched us?
Yeah.
So
I want you to say that, not me.
I don't know if it's much better in practice or the game, but no, I mean, McClung's just a special. He's a special player. He's just got a good spirit about him. He's not afraid of the big moment. Hitting the big shot at the end of the Texas game. You can see we've watched all their games. Just how much more comfortable he's gotten, and I think his teammates have a lot of confidence in him. But Terrence Shannon's a really good player too. He's their second leading scorer. He does a great job getting to the free throw line, starting to make a few more threes. Really elite in transition as well. So they've got some really good players.
You talked about your defense. What have you been seeing on film? I guess when you see teams get on a 3-point tangent or maybe a lot of dunks from the back end of the press, what breaks down? Communication?
Yeah, a lot of it's communication. Some of it's just position and having a little bit better defensive discipline. So it's a couple issues, and I promise you we're working hard every day to get them corrected.
Yeah, Coach, when you kind of beat me to the punch about a defensive question, I was just going to ask, going into this game, what would be like, I guess, a baby step or a first goal to get your defense back on track?
I mean, defensive rebounding would be a great place to start. Just not getting bludgeoned on the glass by them. They're a great offensive rebounding team. So just to to be able to hold them to one shot. I mean, you know, we still got to contest shots and that sort of thing. But if we could defensive rebound, I think that would really help our defense out. Our first shot defense is not that bad. The problem is we give up multiple shots, and then the numbers, it's just a math equation. It starts working against you. We don't get a lot, you know, we don't force a lot of turnovers most games, and you know, our turnovers kind of come in bunches. The steals do, but when you're not forcing turnovers and you're giving up offensive rebounds, you're not taking away possessions. You're giving them extra possessions, and you're not taking away possessions, you know, with your defense. And so it's just a math equation, and teams get too many shots on the basket against us.
And how much do you expect Sharif to play in this upcoming game, just to help a little bit with that paint presence, even though he's still coming back along from his injury?
He'll be a lot closer to 100% than he's been. So we need him to step up and play big for us, and we believe in him and think he will.
Hey, Coach, I know you always talk about each game and each challenge one game at a time. Is there any big picture talk when you play a team like Texas Tech, who's ranked in the top 10 in terms of what it can mean down the line, NCAA tournament, seeding, your resume, things like that?
I mean, it's a great opportunity for us. That's what it is. It's a high-level team. It's a great opportunity. We've squandered some opportunities this season. I don't think there's any secret about that. And you know, at some point you got to start taking advantage of them, and you know, it'd be a great time to start on Saturday. But it's a tremendous team, tremendous program, and just a really good opportunity for our guys.
Hey, Coach, the offense, you know, against Texas A&M, the second go-around just looked a lot more smooth than it had been in the previous two games. What do you kind of attribute that most to, just going back and looking at the film? Was it just getting out in transition? Or
we got some easier baskets. We really ran in transition early in the game, and then it kind of we got a little bit more stagnant as the game went on. But you know, it's just tough to score if you got to score every possession in the half court, which is what Texas Tech makes you do. That's why it's such a slog when you play them. And so, to be able to get it out in transition and get some easy baskets, I think was really, really helpful for us at A&M. I'm not sure those same opportunities are going to be there tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, well, I know this is jumping ahead a little bit, but right now, when you look at the SEC, you feel like it's just, I mean, there's a separation from the top, then it's kind of muddled. There's a bunch of people together, and you've got a chance to make headway next couple of games against teams you lost to. I mean, what do you look? When you look at the SEC race, what do you see?
I hadn't looked at it that closely. I didn't even know we were in second place till I just taped the TV show segment and they told us. I haven't looked at it. I mean, Alabama's obviously running away with it. And then I think there's a bunch of us that are all right there next to each other. So, you know, we just got to take it. I'm just trying to give you some coach speak, but I mean, I haven't studied it enough. I don't even know who all's around us. I know there's a bunch of us with 3 and 4 losses that are all right there next to each other. I think Missouri's in there, Florida's in there. You know, Arkansas knows won a couple in a row after they lost a couple in a row. Tennessee's obviously right there. So, I mean, I haven't studied it close enough to give you an educated answer, Ron. I just know if we win, we'll be in good shape. So we got to start winning.
Right now, what separates Charlotte is it basically consists on defense. Defense is really mostly what's gone wrong.
It's not even the defense. It's just consistency with rebounding.
Is that, I mean, obviously you can do drills on that, but how hard is that in a game, especially in kind of like a zone? It's kind of, I know it's a man-to-man matchup, but still it seems like there's difficulty in finding guys in space. Yeah,
I mean, we've if we want to be the team that we're capable of being, we've got to do it. We've got to get the lights got to come on at some point, and so we're going to keep working on it till our last practice, and hopefully it'll click at some point. But we're going to keep working. That's all I know how to do.
Anything else for Will? Okay, thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks.